So I am over at my desk and I am first looking at what I have, the notions, the see, but the notions they are saying that I need is thread, 3/4 yard of 1/4 wide elastic. And then it says see pick a knit rule. And so it says for this pattern, 4 inches of knit fabric must stretch crosswise from here. So from here to here. So now I'm just taking it does stretch. So from here to here, it stretches without any give, without any problems, I'm guessing. So, all right. So I have my fabric, that, and I have my embroidery cutter, which is broke at the moment, but we're going to push through. Okay, so view A. I'm going to do an extra small. It says find your pattern size. This pattern is based on the bust body measurement. Each letter extra small, small is designed to fit a certain bust measurement. Using a tape measure around the fullest part of the bust. Do not pull too tightly, otherwise you will get an actual measurement. Prep your pattern. When you first open up the pattern tissue, you'll see that it comes in one big piece. Select the pattern piece for the view you are making and cut around each piece just outside the cutting line. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, so reading the pattern, it says that for A, bra top, A, size for stretch knits only, I'm going to use pieces 1, 2, and 3. So I'm only going to need 3 pieces for this, and this is how I'm going to place it on the fabric. And the thing that I like about this is it doesn't require any interfacing or anything of that nature. So pattern printed side up and pattern printed side down. So the fold would be here, the salvages could be there, and yeah, I'm going to try to follow along using the images. Okay, so I like that this pattern tells you what you're going to need: a tape measure, sewing machine, straight pins, ballpoint needle or stretch needle for knits, standard needle for wovens, an iron, fabric scissors, felt tip marker or highlighter, washable fabric, marking pen or pencil or chalk, ruler, and a seam ripper. Okay, so what I like about this so far is it's telling you that part that I was showing you all earlier. The only reason why I knew that pick a knit rule and stretching it across the back of the fabric, the pattern, is because my mom taught me that. But I like that here, it says knit fabric do not have selvages, but some knits have a perforated lengthwise edge which is similar to the selvage. This is the direction that goes around the body. Okay, so lengthwise that way, and that's the cross grain. So I did it when I stretched it out. I stretched it the correct way because the pattern or the fabric print is going this way and the cross grain is going the other way. So what I'm liking so far about this is that it's showing me and it's telling me the difference between darts, notches, the grain line, seam allowances. It's breaking that all down in here. And I feel like this is kind of the basis of what I already know. But I like that this pattern kind of breaks it down for you. And it also tells you how to prep your fabric and then how to pin the pattern to the fabric. So I'm liking this so far for like a beginner sewist. So flip this over, and it also shows you how to mark the notches. I'm really enjoying this so far, and I haven't even cut into it. Oh, that one. So I already know my size. So for my bust size, I'm gonna go with the extra small. Yeah, but I still want to be able to grow into this, so I'm probably gonna cut out the extra small.
Better late than never. Yeah. it's best to do something if you got no better late than never. Yeah, yeah. a beautiful thing. All these memories trying to hold me back, but they can't see. I was born to be free.
So it is about 1:17, and I guess you could say that took me about 2 hours and 17 minutes to cut these pieces out. I have to admit, some non-sewing related things came up in the midst of this process. I had to reply to a time-sensitive email. I also had to measure some things just to make sure I was cutting out the right pieces. And a good majority of the time, I spent reading the instructions. I would say that took me about, 20 to 30 minutes to read through the instructions just to make sure I was doing all the things correctly. And what else came up? Oh, my camera, the memory card. I ran out of space on my camera, so that took about another 15-20 minutes to transfer the footage off of my memory card onto my hard drive. So I think this is a realistic amount of time that it takes to cut out your pattern pieces, especially if you are someone like me, where you are kind of vlogging and documenting and filming the content, trying to get the angles as well. It makes sense. So now that I have all of my pieces cut out, let's head over to the sewing table so I can start stitching this up. Okay, so before I get started, I wanted to share with you all a quick little tip, especially if you are a beginner like me. Something that I realized, especially as I mentioned earlier, I spent a lot of time reading all of the instructions. However, as someone who is a beginner, my recommendation is to read the instructions, but up to a certain extent. I recommend reading all of the kind of fabric prep, pattern prep, read those instructions first. But as far as the steps from start to finish, I recommend reading the steps as you are stitching through and sewing up each part of the process. For me personally, I feel like what kind of got me discouraged in the beginning was reading the steps from start to finish, trying to visually get an idea of what I would be doing way before I got there, and it got a little bit overwhelming for me. So if you're somebody who is new to this, I would say take each step by step. Don't worry about trying to have it all figured out in the beginning. Just take each step for what it is. As you are stitching it up and going through each section, I find that it's a lot more digestible and you're able to fully get a grasp of what you're doing when you're actually sitting at your sewing machine and you're ready to do the step. Trying to visualize it, especially if this is something that you're doing for the first time, it's going to get overwhelming and you might psych yourself out and think that it is harder than what it is. So to keep it short and sweet, just read the pre-instructions, the prep, the fabric prep, the pattern prep. Read those instructions first. However, the steps, take them on a step-by-step basis. Don't read ahead, okay? If you think otherwise, chime off in the comments, but for me at least, that has kind of made this process a little bit more enjoyable, digestible, and easy for me to understand what I'm doing as I'm in the process and doing it. So let's get into it.
There was a time when I was young, and you got no time. Better late than never. There was a time when it's best to do something, and you got no better late than never. Yeah, yeah. Something to love from you, baby.
So I have taken piece number 4, and it instructs you to take the fabric and to mark where the strap will be adjusted here. So I've already placed that marking here, and I'm going to place this fabric on the wrong side, and then I'm going to grab the right side of one of the bra pieces, and I'm going to take the strap and place it right in between those dots. Two strap pieces.
And so I said she did it.
One for that side. So now I have 2 tank pieces. So the next step I'm doing is, once you have the straps basted on, then I'm going to take the right side of the fabric and lay it on top. And I'm going to lay it on top, making sure that all my notches and the darts are aligned. Now, this was a confusing part of the step, because although it is laid out like this on the photo, it didn't really say how to leave the strap facing inwards. So basically, once you base at the top, you're going to leave the strap facing inwards, and you're just going to lay it on top. That with both ends, you're going to leave this strap facing inwards like that, and you're going to go ahead and sew up here along the first edge and down, and you're going to leave this part open. So again, same thing on this side. The strap is on the inside, be sandwiched in between the front and back panel of the bra, and you are going to go ahead and sew 3/8 seam allowance along this side as well as this side, and that is considered the front and armhole edges. So here and here, I'm going to go ahead and clip and then sew around and leave this part exposed. So I have that clipped. I'm going to go ahead and stitch.
at the bottom of the sea. Your words are beautiful thing. All these memories trying to hold me back, but they can't see. I was born to be free. I was born to be free.
All right, so now we have that on there. This is the part of the process where I start to get super excited, where the actual piece I'm working on starts to take shape. Let me get the camera situated. This is the part of the process where I start to get excited and I start envisioning where I'm going in the outfits. Okay. Look, I'm going on vacation somewhere in this. Look, can you see it? Tube top, crop top. Can you see it? Yes, this is the part where I start to get excited because now the piece is starting to take shape. All right, let me stop getting so excited because it is 3:30 and I still have a few more things to put on here. So, okay, back to the salon. Okay, so now that I have this part on there, I'm gonna insert this back out because I still have to tidy up the seams and things on the inside. The next part of this is taking the second part of the front and the back and doing the same thing. Put our right sides together. And then doing the same thing stitching it up along the sides. Now I'm taking the inside of the top and I'm making sure to tuck those straps on the inside there. And with the wrong side, this is what it looks like. Basically, all those raw edges are pinned all the way around at the seams, and the straps are kind of tucked inside. So it's inside of the blouse. So basically where all the seams are, I'm just kind of covering up those edges. And this is what it looks like. And I'm gonna go ahead and stitch this all the way around.
There's a fire in me, melting at the bottom of the sea. Your words are beautiful thing. All these memories trying to hold me back, but they can't see. I was born to be free.
Okay, so a quick little update and check in with you all to give you all an idea of where I'm at. So it is 4:33. It's almost been about 5 hours straight of sewing. So that is considered like a job, okay? And I think I've made a lot of progress. Like, this is where I'm at. Okay, the form is starting to take shape. You can really see where the piece is coming together. However, I am at a stopping point because the step that I am supposed to be learning, which is how to make the casing, sew concealed elastic casing, is the step I am most confused on as I'm following along these instructions. I think I didn't sew the seam allowance the right amount, so that way it will create the channel, so that way the elastic can fit through it. I have this elastic that I'm working with, And I think this would be too wide with the amount of seam allowance that's left over, which they are suggesting that that's what is going to create the channel for the elastic. And then I also have this elastic that I could possibly pop in here and use, which is a lot thinner. However, I'm at a stopping point because I've already mentioned it's been 5 hours straight since I have been sewing through this. I need a break. And also the type of fabric that I'm working with. This is a crochet knit. So I'm debating if I want to pull out my seam ripper and take out the last stitch that I made that's supposed to be the elastic casing, or if I want to just push through and try to use this elastic. So that's where I'm at. Also, I tried this on to just get an idea of if I'm having any fit issues anyplace else, and I realized that also because of the type of fabric that I chose to use, that it's not the strongest. So I am going to take a little break. I'm going to sit with and pause and think about, what do I want to do? Well, I'm thinking that I most likely want to create a different type of strap other than the ones that they are instructing me to do within this pattern, because the type of fabric that I'm using, which is a crochet knit, this is definitely a knit fabric. It's stretchable and all of that. However, it's just a tiny crochet knit, and it isn't the sturdiest to hold up this top because it's already starting to unravel. So I am going to just sit with some possible workarounds to fix this. So with all of that being said, I will not be finishing this top in one day. However, I think if I was a little bit more of an experienced sewist, this is something that I possibly could have done within one sitting and within one day if I was a little bit faster and I already had the pieces pre-cut. So I think the next go round when I do this, I think it will be a little bit faster of a process because I'll be familiar with the steps I need to take, and I'm also will have an idea of the things that I need to do. So 2 little things I want to adjust: the straps as well as adjust the seam allowance for the elastic casing, and then pop in a hem, and this top will be done. So I'm going to check back in with you all when I revisit this project and give you all an update on how this top turned out. But so far, I am really excited with how it's coming along. I just can't get it done in one sitting. So I'll be back with an update.